Okay, I'll be taking attendance, so do we have Chair Mfume?
Yes, I'm present.
Okay. Um, Co-chair, Vice Chair, Abdul Malik,
Yep, here.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here, present.
Margaret Allen,
Leland.
Mr. Leland Shelton,
Chris Ryer.
Director Ryer,
Shelley.
Miss Shelley,
Halstead.
Halstead,
Danielle.
and Miss Danielle Burton. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 currently present. If you are present and you're under a different name, please just send me or Stacy an email or a text.
Let me send out a message, see if we can get quorum.
Alrighty, because if we, until we have a quorum, we can talk about, staff updates and general business, but the board cannot the board cannot undertake any official business, which means we cannot approve minutes. And we can talk about, but the board cannot take action on the, inclusionary housing plan. Discussed. That is on today's agenda. So we do have, Leland is here.
Yeah,
We've got Leland. Margaret Allen has indicated she's planning to attend, but that she may be late. Can you go to the next slide, please? So we're gonna get started. We're gonna move the agenda around a little bit. Chris and Mansour, do you want to go through the Open Meeting Act certification? Can you pull that up, James? James will pull that up. And we'll run through that. So did you give reasonable notice? And Chris, do you have a copy of that, or do you want me to read that? Do you want us to read that out to you?
I can do that. That's fine. Yeah, you can read it out.
Great.
I have a
No,
copy.
can you, if you have it, can you read it?
Let me go ahead and pull it up. There we go. All right. Did you give reasonable advance notice and keep a copy or a screenshot?
Yes, when did we post?
Last
We posted the meeting notice and the agenda on around the 14th of May. We posted it on our website. It was posted on social media, and we physically posted it on DHCD floors in the 417 Benton building.
Okay, good. Did you make the agenda available when notice was posted?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me just make sure I read it all. Or if not yet determined, as soon as practical, but at least 24 hours before the meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Did you make arrangements for the public to attend?
Yes.
Is someone prepared to keep minutes in writing or otherwise to run equipment for minutes in the form of live and archive video or audio streaming?
Yes.
If part of this meeting might be closed to the public, have you first made sure the public body has designated a member to make training in the act?
It's not applicable. The meeting is not being closed.
Okay, well, we will. Is it okay if we don't read the rest of these since it's not?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And then do you want to talk about, before we get started, about, the public, public meeting and participation?
We've got one more. Have you arranged for the
Awesome.
preparation, the adoption as soon as practical, and posting online if practical, of minutes of the open meeting, including summaries of any prior closed sessions, and this form of required completed on the side?
Yes, we post minutes, this PowerPoint and all relevant material on DHCD's website, as soon as practical at following the board meeting.
Okay. What do we have next, Stacy?
Do you want to talk about, the meeting structure and public participation?
Sure. So while these meetings are public, we will not be accepting comments from the public, but you're welcome to attend the whole thing and certainly observe the proceedings.
All right. No, she stays asleep. So let's move on. James, can we go down and talk about the staff reports? Start with this one. Start with updates. So the city council nominated Tisha Guthrie. The council did not call a formal hearing, but the council rules stipulate that three meetings following introduction is the confirmation of a board member. We are waiting to hear back from the mayor's office to confirm Ms. Guthrie's confirmation. Once she is confirmed, or assuming she is confirmed, the mayor's office will schedule her swearing in. Then following a swearing in, she will be able to attend board meetings. No, we have 8. We have 8. We are still looking, we are still seeking out a nomination, board member for the mayor to nominate as a tenant at 60% of area median income. The Community Development Network of Maryland is working with DHCD to identify a qualified tenant that will be willing to undergo the income and background checks. We are still working with the law department and Department of Legislative Reference. Our intention is still to post rules and regulations for public comment on June 15th. As a reminder, there's a 30-day public comment period, which ends on July 15th. Following the end of the public comment period, DHCD staff reviews and collates all of the comments that are received. We review them with the law department and review them with the board, and then the department will make a recommendation to the board, whether to adopt the rules or whether there could be some reason that they might need to be reposted. I'll keep going.
Any questions about these two from board members?
Oh, wait, 6. Is it 8 or 6 for 4? Still 8, right? It's 8, it's 8.
No questions from me.
Can you go to the
Okay.
next slide, please? Between the March meeting and today's meeting, DHCD staff reviewed and approved 3 inclusionary housing plans that were submitted for affordable housing projects. In the interest of disclosure, the developer for all 3 of the plans that we are about to discuss is NHP, and the lead on that is Mansour Abdul Malik. However, because the plans have already been approved and the information we're providing is informational purposes only, there is no conflict of interest. So Mr. Abdul Malik does not need to recuse himself.
Stacy, just add that, let's clarify, the plans are already approved because they're affordable housing and not.
Because they are correct, the plans are already approved. Each one of the three plans that we reviewed and approved is providing affordable housing. Two of the plans are RAD deals, so the housing is being so the projects are owned by the Housing Authority. And HP is the developer, so Carey House and Lawrence House are existing HABC owned projects. Both of them are located in Sandtown. The third project is at 4650 Park Heights Avenue. It's an affordable unit. It'll be providing 59 units. All three of the projects provide affordable units in excess of the requirements of the inclusionary housing law. We have posted the plans on our website, and we have notified our Division of Permits and Code Enforcement that these three projects have met the inclusionary housing requirements. Happy to answer any questions folks may have.
I'm good.
We can, so we don't hold up folks, we can move on and at least we can present the affordable housing plan. James is going to go ahead and do that, and the developer, Adam Feldman, is also on the call in the event there are any questions.
Okay, so I'll present this project is 222 St. Paul Place, is being developed by Good Homes Community. 222 St. Paul Place is a conversion of a former hotel, the Embassy Suites, that will serve as workforce housing and include 30 inclusionary units in the downtown area, a total of 303 units. The project will have studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom units available for rent. The amenities will include a fitness center, tenant lounge, co-working space, package room, and bike storage. Tenants will also be able to have paid amenities through, which are tenant storage, coin laundry, private event space. Parking is not a requirement of the zoning area, so it will not be provided. We'll have a breakdown of the inclusionary units on the next slide. So here is a breakdown of the inclusionary units and the rents. And obviously this plan is applicable and is required to submit an inclusionary housing plan. The building permit was submitted on 2/28. The inclusionary housing plan was submitted on April 4th, 2025. They expect a lease on starting January 1st, 2026, and expected occupancy at this time is November 1st, 2026. The plan was reviewed by DHCD staff and deemed complete. For the affirmative marking plan, it was approved by OECR. The project will market units in several newspaper with diverse audiences that were identified in the package and will be posted online. The plan, in addition, will have postings at HABC, BRHP, and other community partners. The Housing Authority of Baltimore City and the Baltimore Regional Housing Partnership. The affirmative marketing plan outlines the leasing process, including the requirements of applicants and the notification process for reapplication or if applicant were to be denied. The plan also outlines a process for prospective applicants who are unable to complete an online leasing application or may require other forms of assistance. The plan has, like I said, been approved by OECR, our Office of Equity and Civil Rights. DHCD staff recommends approval.
The one thing I would add is that the entire project is targeted to workforce housing. So for the board members who reviewed the plan and they noticed that the inclusionary housing rents and the market rate rents were fairly comparable. That is the reason why. Open it up to board members who may have any questions for Mr. Feldman from Good Homes Company, the developer who is here at the meeting with us.
Hey Stacy, just for my from my edification, what is the request here by the developer?
We are required by so the law requires us to present inclusionary housing plans to the board, not for a vote of approval, but for opinions and comments. We always invite the developer to these meetings, and if there are questions about the project that are specific, that they can answer.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe my question was more geared toward like what incentive from the city are they requesting?
The high performance market rate tax credit, my apologies.
Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you.
So if there are no further questions.
Oh, hold on. I got one more.
Yeah,
Do we
Thank
know?
you, man. Keep them coming, Mansour.
There we go. Do we know what the financial impact of that incentive is? Do we know what that equates to
In terms of dollars or just how the program works?
in terms of dollars? So I mean, from
So-
the tax credit, I understand
I'm
that it's a step down and everything else, but what's the financial impact from a development perspective on this tax credit?
We're going to ask Mr. Feldman to unmute himself.
Hello.
Adam? Yeah, great.
So, I'm just trying to, I'm not 100% clear on the question. What are you looking for?
So in this instance, the tax credit is going to reduce your real estate property taxes. So in this instance, what is that equating to for you? Like how much is that? And what additional amount of loan proceeds, if any, are you able to raise in order for you to be able to do this type of project given that incentive?
So, I mean, the benefit of the high performance tax credit is, for the first 5 years post redevelopment, it's an 80% abatement on the incremental reassessed taxes that would otherwise be owed, and then steps down 10% a year, I believe, for the subsequent 5 years. I don't have the numbers. We don't know exactly where the property would be reassessed, post renovation. So it's difficult to put an exact number to what the benefit is. But, our expectation is, it's getting the abatement is certainly helpful to the development project. But I don't think we submitted anything around that as part of this IH application.
Okay, I appreciate that. Stacy, I'm wondering whether or not there's an ability for us to do an analysis similar to what happens whenever you go for a normal pilot, where there's a calculation that says that, there is, this amount of potential loan proceeds or whatever that are generated given the reduction of the real estate taxes from this type of tax credit, just so we can be able to see like what is the true impact of this tax credit, right? In hopes of being able to encourage more folks to be able to go and build and do high performance development and be able to include more inclusionary housing units. So that may be good to be able to track what that economic impact is, so we can see how much dollars is going into these units being created.
Mansour, so I think that's a good question. We can follow up with the finance department, which manages the high performance market rate tax credit. I think they file some sort of annual report or impact statement. But let me talk to them and see how they track this and how we can make it available.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
I think one of the nuances is doing affordable and doing market rate. With affordable, I think you're trying to leverage more loan proceeds And any type of subsidy really helps with that. With this, I assume Mr. Feldman would say that it raises his overall return, which makes it more feasible to be financed in the market. But either way, we should understand the impact of it. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. My affordable brain, sometimes I can't turn it off, but I agree. I mean, it's a higher yield to go somewhere to make this a much stronger project for them financially. And yeah, if we can kind of broadcast that to folks, hopefully we have more of these projects coming forward. It'd be great to have folks at 50 and 60% of AMI being in more workforce housing buildings. So yeah, appreciate it.
For sure. And thank you, Mr. Feldman, for bringing this project. I think this is a great product for Baltimore City.
Thank you. We're very excited about it.
So with this, I see that we do not have a quorum. So we will not be able to officially vote on this. I will be meeting with the board members to decide how we can make sure that we keep this moving, of course, expeditiously. We know you have a project to get underway. So we'll meet shortly thereafter, and we will let you know how we're going to
Chris,
proceed getting this. Go ahead.
Chris, we can do this by email.
Okay. Okay. So
So
we
we
can
don't
approve
have to
this.
call another meeting. We can put together an email, work with you on an email and to go out to the board this week.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll make sure that the board members have certainly reviewed their packet and understand the project, and then we will proceed with a vote via email, hopefully. So we can go ahead and keep it moving. I think we're moving on to the rules and recommendations.
Okay. I'm sorry, Chris, can you repeat your question, please?
We were going to talk about the comments to the rules, right?
Correct. Yes. So the rules and regulations will be published in June. There are two ways that board members can participate. The board can meet as a body and review the rules and regulations and submit comments as the board. Additionally, board members can submit comments individually. Chris, we had talked about circulating.
Yeah, I can speak to that, Stacy.
Great.
What we prefer for the board members is that the board members submit to a central place. So I would ask that you submit to Stacy with actually you can just submit with everybody copied just to make sure that we follow all the regulations. But I would ask you to submit, and then we will put them together as a board rather than having individual comments go in. I think that's a little bit more organized. We will proceed that way.
And we had looked at a meeting. I'm sorry.
By any chance, I think we have the technology here. Are we able to do this like with a Google Drive link or something along those lines? So, because I would like to see everybody's comments all in one place if possible.
Yeah,
I mean, I might be asking too much, but
we'd have to look into that and we can get back to you.
okay. I mean, if we can't, cool. But it'd be good to see everybody's stuff kind of real time on one particular section and all that other good jazz.
Agreed. And so we talked about, so they'll be released on the 15th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they'll be released on the 15th. We would like for everybody to have their comments basically by the end of the month. So by the last day in June, we should have the comments, and then we will be meeting on hopefully the week of the 8th to review those. So that is our current schedule, and we will be distributing that as well.
Happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions?
Oh, none for me. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Stacy?
I think we've concluded the business for this meeting.
All right, well, we can go ahead and close it out then. I think we've concluded. If there are no questions from anybody on the board, then we will move to close this meeting out. Is there anything we need to do before closing it out, Stacy, officially?
Call for a motion.
Call for a motion to end the meeting.
So
And a
moved.
second.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be in contact.
Thanks.
Thank you.